Hi friends, happy 2022 and I hope you make a lot of money whatever you're trading this year. This is the first video of the new year for me and I will cover Tilray because yesterday they posted their quarterly earnings and they surprised the market by some greater than expected profit due to cost cuts, and these cost cuts came from the Tilray merger synergies. And on my end, I expected these synergy effects to come a lot earlier, and the market also expected this as shares have been punished in the last months. However, better late than never, and the shares rebounded more than 12% higher on this news. Anyways, moving into the quarterly earnings call, I will take a look at revenue, more specifically revenue growth, as this is very important to track over time, and then I will detail down the sources of revenue as I wanted to do something different than other YouTube channels and give you some value on that aspect. I will also take a look at some analyst forecasts that I have aggregated. Alright, so moving on because your time is valuable. Revenue. This was a miss in my book because from a growth company I expect greater than 20% growth. And if we take a look at the time period, you can see it on the sort of graph here on the left of the PowerPoint slide. You can see that in 2020, for this period, it was 129 million in revenue. And for the same period, in 2021 here, they had 155 million. And this represents an increase in numbers of 25 millions. And percentage-wise, this corresponds to 20%. And this is not good for a growth company. I would like to see greater growth. And Simon addressed this, Simon Irving, the CEO of Tilray, he addressed this in the earnings call as well, responding to it by saying that he will adjust product prices, they will do some strategy to help the company gain lost market share. And indeed, I hope this is the case and that they can continue to drive progress forward in this area. Alright, so revenue sources. I wanted to detail them for you so you can get a sort of overview of where Tilray makes their money, because you might have followed along in the news and seen that they've bought a lot of breweries, alcohol, not a lot, but a few there. And as percentage-wise of total revenue, it's 1% from beverage alcohol revenue, and the main source of revenue is still cannabis and distribution. And if you want to, you can just freeze this video and read on the graph to the left to see percentage increases and how a specific area of Tilray has grown over time from one period to the other. Anyways, moving on the right side of this PowerPoint slide, you will see the aggregated analyst forecast on price to earnings ratio of Tilray going forward. And this aggregate is something that I found on the Nasdaq website. So we can see that actual PE ratio here for 2021 is -15, and analysts actually estimate this to go further into the negative in 2022 with a negative of 27. Now, are they expecting that the German market will open slower than expected, or do they think that it will cost a lot for Tilray to expand in this market and that this expansion will result in a negative price to earnings ratio, as you know, growth costs a lot of money? And then in 2023 we see even further negative price to earnings ratio. Could this represent an expansion into the US, or do the analysts believe that the cannabis market for recreational use is saturated and that players will have a hard time being profitable in this market as there's so much supply of cannabis out there? Anyways, in 2024 they estimate the PE ratio to be positive, and in 2024 with the high PE ratio, sure, that represents a lot of growth still. If we see a high share price as well in relation to this. Anyways, these are just speculations on my part. Let me know, what do you think in the comments below? Will the German market be profitable for Tilray? Will they be able to use the market leading position that they have in medical cannabis there to expand, gain market share, and grow revenue rapidly? And what about US legalization moving in there? We can see this strategy from Simon Irving with buying up breweries, and this can be a great vehicle to launch a cannabis infused drink for sure. A lot of strategy was covered in this call, but this was just the main points on revenue growth, sources, and the price to earnings ratio outlook from analysts. So, with that being said, invest safe, friends, and I hope you make a lot of money trading. Take care now. Bye bye.